So I just wanted to make this video because I'm becoming frustrated watching other people make videos about Alex Belfield when they really don't know the full story or haven't bothered to do the research into it. Now I'm talking specifically about a video that I've just seen posted on History Debunked by Simon Webb.
I thought that after he was sent to prison for 5.5 years in September last year, that we probably wouldn't hear much about Alex Belfield for at least a couple of years. I was wrong, for he is still cropping up in the news every few months.
Now Simon calls himself a historian and a journalist, but within that he hasn't reached out to me for a comment or a right to reply before making his video about Alex Belfield. And furthermore, he's thrown in a lot of allegations and his own opinion, which is misguided and misinformed. Now, obviously, I don't mind people making videos about Alex Belfield. In fact, I welcome it because I want people to know the truth and the full story.
I used to watch Belfield most days and found him entertaining at times. I guessed that he was gay and also assumed that a lot of what he said was probably exaggerated and should be taken with a pinch of salt. But he was amusing sometimes and used to come up with stuff that wasn't on the mainstream news. I found him particularly interesting during the lockdown.
That for a lot of people, Alex Belfield was a source of comfort. He was a source of entertainment throughout lockdown. Like I say, we were all very isolated. And he was somebody, a focal point, someone that they tuned into every day. And I don't know if like Stockholm or whatever. Like, I'm not going to excuse Alex's general behaviour or who he is, but I do acknowledge and I do recognise that for a lot of people, he did provide comfort and entertainment and support and just got them through lockdown. YouTube is a brilliant platform for people to present their opinions, but these opinions must be based on fact. And these facts should be researched. And in the case of Simon Webb, he hasn't done enough research before making his video about me. And I am here. I would welcome him to contact me and discuss anything that he wants to know about my story, about my case. In the same way that Adrian Allen reached out to me and I gave him an exclusive interview, telling him extensively about what actually happened. Adrian, I just want to say thanks, first of all, for inviting me on your channel. Part of the reason I'm talking to you is because you actually reached out to me. I think there were a lot of people out there that are posting videos about Alex Belfield without a real insight or understanding of who he is. And you have known him for 20, 25 years?
Yeah, since he was 17. He's 43 now.
So you know the case and you've obviously followed it throughout this. And this is the thing, it's not a soap opera. This is my life that we're discussing, that people are commenting on and making videos. And people, obviously Alex Belfield is a hot topic, and it feels like sometimes people are just making videos and putting his name in a video to grow their channel or to get clicks. Whereas with you, I trust that you want to get the truth out there in the same way that I do. Like, my channel is not monetized. We'll come on to this later about why I'm finally speaking out. But yeah, this is part of the reason I'm talking to you today is out of gratitude, because you did check in on me. You reached out to me. You made sure I was okay, which a lot of these people who are making these videos haven't done. Now, the problem I have is that Simon Webb has a huge reach. With nearly 200,000 subscribers, and this video alone has reached 66,000 views within 48 hours. Now that is a lot of people listening to his side of the story. And when that side of the story isn't accurate, that is a lot of misinformation being presented. I'm going to address a few specific points in this video, just to clarify a few facts.
I was shocked at the severity of the sentence he received. 5.5 years for supposedly harassing and stalking people via YouTube is pretty stiff as far as penalties go.
Okay, supposedly harassing and stalking people by YouTube. Alex Belfield was convicted of stalking 4 people. There's no supposedly about it. He was found guilty by a jury and a judge. You cannot challenge that. It is a fact. So please don't use words like supposedly, because what it is victim shaming. And I am that victim that you're shaming. Also, Belfield's conviction wasn't down to just making videos on YouTube. Belfield was found guilty of multiple acts of stalking. In my case, he found out my mum's and dad's address and phone number, phoned my mum, recorded a phone conversation, then blackmailed me that he was going to play the video on his YouTube channel. He also harassed me through emails and direct messaging. So to just minimize it as just behavior and activity on YouTube is like a massive understatement and incorrect.
Those whom he was convicted of pestering in this way have obviously realised that there is some profit to be made from their suffering. For 2 of them, even though he is in prison, have been pursuing him for compensation.
I have said time and time again that this is not about the money, and it certainly wasn't for Jeremy Vine either. Now, in Jeremy Vine's case, he put in a claim for defamation before Alex Belfield even went to trial. I didn't. At the time, I was quite happy to wait for the criminal investigation to be completed and for the criminal trial. Now, with a case of defamation, you have to put in a claim within 12 months of the original statement being made, which is why Jeremy put his claim in before Alex Belfield's trial. I waited, but by waiting, it meant that I missed my opportunity to put in a claim for defamation. Now, in Jeremy's case, his home address was read out in one of Alex Belfield's videos. The home that he lives in with his wife and 2 daughters, whose protection was ultimately the reason why Jeremy took action against Belfield.
Because he put my home address out. So I had to take it seriously. I've got 2 teenage daughters. You know, I can't be casual about it. So at that point, I was scared for them.
Jeremy Vine sued Alex Belfield recently and last month secured substantial damages. That's a legal expression meaning lots of money.
Jeremy needed to preserve and protect his own image and reputation, which had been tarnished by Alex Belfield, who later would go on to admit that he deliberately lied and made up stories and accusations to ruin his image. It certainly wasn't to win the £10,000 that he was eventually awarded in damages.
Another of those whom Belfield was convicted of harassing was a chap called Philip Delaney. Sensing perhaps after Jeremy Vine's success in the civil courts that he too might be in line for a payout, Delaney wants to sue Alex Belfield himself.
Now, in my case, it was different. I didn't go after Belfield for defamation because I was waiting for the outcome of his criminal trial. Now, during the trial, Belfield was given permission by the judge to report on his own case. During the case, he uploaded 2 videos to his own website and to YouTube containing sensitive information about my HIV diagnosis. This was information that I had not gone public about, as well as other accusations that Belfield made against me in these 2 videos. This was the reason why I initially instructed a solicitor to get these videos removed from his website, where he was making money from them, and from YouTube, where they were broadcasting to an audience of at least 400,000 people. That's how many subscribers Alex Belfield had at this point. I wasn't looking for money I was looking to stop these videos being circulated and to stop Alex Belfield from making money from them. I've said this time and time again, if I was after the money, I would not put myself through this. Those videos are incredibly difficult to watch. This whole experience is incredibly difficult. I don't want to be here making videos about Alex Belfield or even having to think about him. I want to be able to move on with my life. But while those videos exist and while Belfield makes money from them, I cannot stop until they're taken down.
Unfortunately, he cannot afford to do so, and so has almost unbelievably started a crowdfunding campaign to see if others will pay his legal costs in the matter. I have never seen the like.
Also, I don't see why this is funny. I'm reaching out for help because I have personally invested £4,000 already, and I cannot afford the next round of legal fees. All I'm doing is standing here asking for help. And this man is laughing at me. It's not easy to open myself up to scrutiny and opinion and ask for help. But I am doing that. And to have someone laugh at me for doing that is quite painful.
Imagine being so hard up that you can't find £15,000, which is the sum he is asking for, to sue a YouTuber who said some spiteful and catty things about you. Poor fellow, you have to sympathise.
Again, please, do not diminish it as just a few spiteful and catty things. Belfield harassed and stalked me and my family for many, many months. And in the case of the other victims, he harassed them for years.
The other month, Belfield was also in court again so that an order could be made to ensure that he didn't contact a man called Greg Scott and his wife Karen. Who these people are remains something of a mystery.
It's no mystery if you actually bothered to do the research and look into this. Greg Scott and his wife were two of the claimants who put in complaints alongside myself, Jeremy Vine, and the other 6 witnesses that built the case against Alex Belfield that went to trial.
Because another mentalist, Greg Scott TV, who's now gone, he was a warm-up man at the old Countdown programme with Carol Vorderman. Greg Scott wrote over 500 emails. We had to get the police involved. A real case of harassment. And they stopped him in his tracks. He's now deleted his account, so you can't even approach him. He does have a website, Greg Scott TV. We've got Greg Scott, who had a police harassment section 2 against him because he harassed me, threatened me, wrote disgusting lies on YouTube and on his Twitter page, which is now deleted in the hope that all this would go away. You're jealous and vile. I never started on you. I don't know any of these people. None of them. They started on me. Ben Hewis, Philip Dehaney, Greg Scott. Purveyors of lies and abuse, threats. Okay, BBC, let's see how we go. In the comments box beneath is the link to GoFundMe. Let's see what we raise. Let's see where this goes in 3 or 4 weeks' time. All of these people just want to be me. Philip Dehaney, I see you. Greg Scott, I see you. Jeremy Vine, we all see you. Please help me. In the comment box below, the GoFundMe page, 100% refundable. If and when we win, I don't want to make a penny. I simply want to clear my name.
Now, Greg Scott and his wife withdrew their complaints because they felt too uncomfortable to go to trial and give evidence. And I completely respect their decision to do that. In the same way that Ian Lee acknowledged that he felt too scared and intimidated to give evidence in the trial or make a complaint. Greg Scott protected his family and his wife by choosing not to give evidence in a very difficult and painful experience that was the criminal trial against Alex Belfield. There's no mystery to who these people are or why they later asked for the same that we all got, which was a restraining order to protect them from ongoing harassment from Alex Belfield.
The truth is, Alex Belfield was doing very well financially a year ago, as could be seen from his frequent visits to Las Vegas. I suppose that once he went to prison, it was inevitable that some people would think it worthwhile pursuing him for compensation.
Like Jeremy Vine, I just want some acknowledgement and an apology from Belfield for what he put me through. I still need retribution. I still need vindication. I still need people to understand my perspective and what it was like for me to have lived through this and to still have to be living through it until this matter is resolved. I invested £4,000 of my own money as well as £1,500 of donations just to get these videos taken down and to get that acknowledgement from Alex Belfield that he accepts and recognises what he did to me. It's not that much to ask. He's already provided and offered it to Jeremy Vine, but is refusing to show me the same courtesy.
I think myself that a sentence of 5.5 years imprisonment was pretty ferocious, and whatever he might have said on the internet, such a term of imprisonment might have been sufficient to satisfy those whom he allegedly harassed. It seems not, and I have an idea that others will also be seeing if it is worth suing him before he's released.
When people are asking me, am I not happy or satisfied that he's in prison? I'm satisfied that by being in prison, it stopped him from making further videos like this against other people. But I do not believe that prison has taught Belfield anything. The day he went to prison, he made a video saying that he would be back, that he still sleeps well at night, and that this will never stop him. That is worrying.
And as we know, I was sent to jail for stalking, 2 proper stalking and 2 half stalking, whatever that means. And they can punish me, they can send me away, they can gag, they can put restrictions, but they can't silence me. I sleep very well at night knowing who I am. I will never give in, and I will come back bigger and stronger. I will be back.
So when you ask me, am I satisfied that Belfield is in prison? No, because I do not believe it is enough to reform him. And I do not believe he has or intends to change.
Personally, if somebody had annoyed me in this way, I think I would have been content to see him sent to prison for a few years.
Now, ultimately, this is Simon Webb's opinion, but it's not his story and it's not his lived experience. He can quite happily sit there and make these videos saying how he might have felt if this was him, but it's not. This happened to me. And like I said, this is not a soap opera. This is my life. All I'm going to say is please, if you're going to make videos about Alex Belfield, by all means, do. I welcome the discussion, but it should be a conversation. Reach out to me if you want to know more. Ask me what the facts were, and I will happily tell you. But please stop making videos based on your own opinions without doing any research or gathering any information about the case.